Okay, so very good afternoon to all the participants. And today with us, Dr. Satish from CSIO Chandigarh, and he's a very energetic researcher in the field of artificial intelligence and IoT in various aspect of civil engineering, earthquake engineering, and in also in the field of electronics. So I would like to thank him for sparing his valuable time. And I hope that our participant will enjoy the lecture because he has done a lot of research work in the field. So, sir, welcome you in this 5 days program. And now I would like to request Dr. Sanjay Sharma to kindly say a few words.
Uh, so first of all, I would like to welcome Dr. Satish ji. I think he accepted our request at a very short notice, but the topic he is going to talk is very, very important from, say, smart city point of view, because these IoT applications, how to use them and what are the basically basic things. So I think most of us are not aware of these things. So I think that this particular topic will benefit a lot to our participants. So I welcome you again, sir, and again I would like to thank you for sparing your time and accepting our request at a very short notice. So thank you and welcome again. Thank you.
So thank you so much, sir, for your encouraging words. So now I would like to request Dr. Satish to kindly start his presentation. So Dr. Satish. So sir, for your information, we are having participants. All the participants from some participants are from Tamil Nadu. They all are from the field of executive engineers and EEs and JEs. And we are having participants from Punjab Police Corporation. We have participants from UP and some of the participants from engineering colleges also. So this is the background of our participants, and I hope that they will enjoy your lecture, sir. Dr. Satish.
Thank you, Dr. Amit. First of all, before start, I want to thank Dr. Sanjay Sharma and Dr. Amit ji for calling me for such a wonderful sessions which you are having on sustainability and smart city, which is the need of the hour. And I am always feeling honored when I am with Dr. Sanjay and Dr. Amit because of our association, a long association rather, I will say. And I will going to tell about a new topic which is a need of the hour. That is again AI IoT. I think is my screen visible to you or not?
Not so.
You have to share
Yes,
it.
yes, sir. It is visible.
So, am I audible also? My voice is also clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, clear, sir.
So, today my topic in this sustainability and smart city FDB program which you are having, I'm going to speak about the role of IoT AI for the smart city development. As far as your area is concerned, if I will say civil engineering, structural engineering, so actual development which is visible is in this area only. And this is the area where people have adopted all the outcome of whether it is computational aspect, whether it is from the computer science, mobile technology, whether it is from the electronics, information, network. So which I am thinking that this is the area of structural engineering and civil engineering, which is a, I can say, more innovative. They are absorbing all the innovations or outcome of the innovations from each every discipline. So because it is busy, you can see high-rise buildings, you can see bridges. We are talking about the green technologies, whether it is a glass technologies, whether it is a green energy technology, whether it is a early kind of a 3D printing kind of environment, whether it is a smart city. So whether it is a you can say the waste to wealth management. So all these area, which I am thinking, even the earthquake, landslides, so many areas there is not even a small things which is not touched by this discipline. So that is why I am feeling honored to be part of this FDP program. And one more thing I want to tell you that we are living in a society 90s, during the 2000, 2010 also, we talked about a lot about the information society. We talked about a lot ICT, information and communication technologies, because there are a lot of things was connected with the internet. But and ultimately we are going to benefit the society through the information and information providing online. And but still there are many of the areas where there are two perspective of that. One is a global perspective, another is a local perspective. If we will say global perspective, very developed country, they are using this keyword as an information society because everything is available, infrastructure is of that kind. But if we will see for the Indian perspective, Indian point of view, there are many of the sector even has not touched. For example, disasters, whether everything disaster management, we can say alert system, we can say early warning, whether that kind of a thing is available. Similarly, health, we are talking about the wearable technologies, computing, right? Health of a building also, health of a bridge also. We are doing lot of retrofitting whenever required. But there may not be any kind of a thing which is existing which can automatically tell, yes, there is a problem, that it can be available on the mobile phone by the concerned persons. Similarly, energy point of view, a lot of concern are being raised because of the wireless sensors and also the green building, that there should be sunlight is coming so that less energy can be utilized. And there is a growing competition among that, how see energy in two prospective point of view. One is, for example, heat environment, cold environment. Nowadays there is a cold, so can we design a glass such like that, okay, inside temperature will be hot. If temperature will be hot, then automatically energy consumption will become less. Similarly, during other summer, you are aware of that temperature is going up to 45 degree. Can we make such kind of a paint, can we make such kind of a glass that again we can maintain 4 5 degree, even 4 5 degree temperature inside less? Then you are aware of that our AC consumption and other thing will be better. So therefore lot of innovations in terms of energy is also required. And climate is also, you are aware of that, there is a, because of the climates, the design of the houses, right? You know, we are talking about here mass housing because we want to connect them who do not have any houses. So can we provide them a low cost houses but a better solution? And also we need to say ki whether it is a coastal kind of environment, because if we will say coastal kind of environment, then there will be lot of cyclone will be there. Can we think of that structure? Can we think of a that environment where there is an earthquake or more? Then earthquake resistance kind of a thing we need to think. Landslide, there will be less kind of an strength of the soil will be there. So based on the climatic condition, our innovation, our absorption, our technological solution will vary. Similarly, agri-related area, people can say, okay, it is an agriculture, it is not related to my area, but I am telling you, we are talking about a green houses, right? Similarly, we want to talk about a innovative storage solution where we can preserve our agriculture for a shelf life. Can we increase the shelf life of our potatoes, onions? Similarly, for the good seeds also, and that is possible because of the all the technology. If we are merging them together, then only we will have a good storage solution. And storage solution also, the energy will come into picture, climate will also come into picture, right? Health of the storage itself a concern, right? Similarly, there need of a ecosystem, biodiversity, and water and weather. So what ultimately I want to convey here is that for the benefit of the society, information technology is still to be connected with many of the area, all them as a multi sensing kind of a thing, multi area kind of a thing for the benefit of the society. And you know why we are talking about a information society, why we are talking about that a benefit to the concerned common man? Because always we are generating an intelligent system, right? Previously, when we are talking about the intelligence, when we were talking about the computational aspect, we were thinking that it's only the area of a computer science. But now you talked about material, lot of innovations are coming in terms of a material where a very innovative system are being developed. Similarly, fashion technology, there is a light kind of a thing people are having. Similarly, their fashion technology will also having gadget telling the health of a person. Electronics engineering, the best example, if I will say, the mobile phone, where computational aspect, material aspect, mechanical, electrical, all kind of maximum thing it is. Now chemical engineering is also nano one. People are talking about that I want a mobile phone which will be oil repellent, dust repellent. So that also involve the metallurgy and material engineering as well as the chemical engineering. And civil engineering, as I'm at the beginning only I mentioned, okay, civil engineering is the area where people have adopted the maximum outcome from all of the areas, whether it is material science, whether it is chemical one. I told you about the paint technologies, right? Electronics, or even fashion also, because you know curtains and all these things, very innovative solutions, lighting one, automatically it is coming up. So this is only possible because we are applying lot of intelligence, lot of artificial intelligence, uh, brain-like situation we are talking about. Therefore, it is because of that it is possible, and intelligence is also the need in the all the field of the branches of engineering. What ultimately we are going to do actually when we are saying there is an information world, when we are saying there is an we talked about the computational aspect, there are a lot of things we talked about on that line, but what is the ultimate purpose of all these things? Ultimate purpose of computational thing, engineering discipline, intelligence one, what we want to do, we want to predict something, we want to develop the early warning system, right? When we are saying prediction, we can see a lot of predictions is required in the intelligence structures, right? For example, prediction can be in terms of a self life, if weight will be like that, if person load will be that, how it is going to take care. So how we are going to generate this kind of a system, there will be a census, and you know sensors will vary according to our requirement. For example, take best example for structural health monitoring system. So you know we are going to place lot of accelerometer to know the acceleration, lot of crack meter will be there. Then there may be the concrete temperature, and there not only the physical component, we may be interested in the pH value of the cement, right? And one more important thing is coming up, for example, subsurface defects. You may be aware of that surface defect which is available on the surface, but how we are going to find out that subsurface defect which is not visible from outside, how we are going to find out them, their location, their depth, and because they are the only thing which is taking care whether this structure is having strength or some retrofitting or it is to be discarded. So number of sensor, whether it is a similar kind of a sensor, whether it is a multi-sensing, so sensor is going to represent some quantity that can be vibration, that can be temperature, that can be visual one. So ultimately we are going to process on the basis of what is our target, right? Whether we are going to look for the pH value of the iron in that, or we are going to see whether different kind of a targeted data, what is our target is there, whether subsurface is our target, or cracks will be our target, or damage detection is our target, or damage localization is our target. What is the ultimate aim we are going to do? Then we are processing all the sensor data in a real time mode. When we are saying in a real time mode, there is no human intervention. If we are doing offline, we can see what a kind of pattern it is, what is the behavior. But here we are talking about the real time system in automatically. Then there is a requirement of a computational intelligence because no human intervention is there. And we also need computational tools, whatever the computational tools are available. You know, people are initially working on MATLAB, mainly for electronics and computer. Now even civil engineer are working a lot for the simulation study, right? So ultimately we are going to have a knowledge base. We are not talking about the database here. Data mining also, lot of data being taken care. So in prediction, what we are going to do, we are going to control. For example, see of a tall building which is having a vibration, you know, some shakers are there, actuations are there. Automatically, if shaking is there, it is adjusting. You might have seen tall building, they are having these kind of a thing. Another thing is inspection. We are going to do the inspection of a building, and inspection can be manual, inspection can be automatic. For example, we are going to find out the damage, we are going to damage localization. And another thing is a monitoring also. We are interested to find out the load. For example, a bridge is there, when it is forming a cracks, what was the load capacity at that time, what was the other environmental condition at that time, we are going to take care. Then we are going to predict the self life of the building. We are going to predict whether it can be sustained for another 10 years. And another thing is the forecasting. Forecasting, we are telling that this environment, because of that earthquake it happened, because of that stress load, what kind of a self life is basic there. And ultimately recognition also, that what type of a thing is cracks are there, right? Another thing is the diagnosis. We also want to diagnose where is the fault are there, right? Where the cracks are there. There are n number of things. So totally I can say it is a SIM4: control, inspection, monitoring, prediction, forecasting, recognition, and diagnosis. And these are very important aspects when we are talking about the prediction and early warning. And I want to also tell what is the difference between prediction and early warning. Prediction is that key which event we are predicting for the future. And early warning is that some event has happened, it is propagating. In between that, we are doing lot of computation, and we are taking advantage of the time here. Time will be short depending upon whether we are talking about prediction of early warning of a earthquake, prediction or early warning of a landslide. But if we are going to have prediction of earthquake, which is not possible, so we will discuss in the subsequent slide. So for intelligent structure point of view, we are going to have these kinds of SIM4 into the considerations. Now the important thing, little bit I will take time from you and request you kindly see what is IoT, and for a certain period of time kindly forget you are civil engineer. Try to think you are an engineering background and you are understanding what are the different components, what are the different things is there. So definition point of view, if IoT we are going to define, the first thing comes, it is having identities, physical attributes and virtual personalities. What does it mean? For example, a big tall building is there and you have given lot of sensors are embedded. Take accelerometer only, right? Which accelerometer is producing a acceleration above some threshold. Threshold mean more acceleration is being produced. So there should be a unique identity associated with each and every sensors, so that we will come to know which particular sensor is telling which location it is there. And physical attributes, what we are deriving from the acceleration, right? For example, there can be a XYZ direction, triaxial accelerometer is there. So we are having three vector, X axis, Y axis and Z axis. On the basis of that, there are a lot of computational aspects like degree of polarization in earth wave we are going to find out. There are n number of things are there. So how we are going to derive that thing for our mathematical model? Another thing is an intelligent interfaces. This intelligent interfacing is a great challenge. You know, nowadays people are talking about the brain computer interface also. Previously, all of you are maybe aware of that. When iPhone is there, Siri is there. So whatever you are speaking, it is taking that as an interface. So interface, why it is required? Because, for example, you are a structure person, and if any abnormality happen, right? Take the example of a NITTTR only. Suppose we are having a complete network automatic, and it is taking care that some crack happen. So the concerned persons may be interested that his mobile phone should give a alert. Mobile phone should give a message that at particular this time, by sensed by this ID about some threshold at this time. So this kind of thing may be required, right? Similarly, the energy level, the concrete temperature, there can be one quantity, there can be more than that one quantity. Another thing is that if IoT we are talking about, that these should be seamlessly integrated. Why seamlessly integrated? Because there are always certain layer of sensors. One sensor we call it a primary sensor, another sensor we call it a secondary sensor. Why primary and secondary is to be required? Because energy is an important aspect. We cannot switch on all the time over certain cameras which required a lot of power. So what we are going to do, we are going to have a acceleration, right? Take care of the bridge. A bridge is there and acceleration sensors are there or velocity sensors are there. They may not require more power, right? Once it is going about some threshold, then only we are switching on the camera. When we are switching on the camera, then we are taking that data and then again making it into the standby mode. So seamlessly integrated means when some threshold has been occurred, when a event has been detected, then automatically this should be available. It should not be like that now it is not available, then our total purpose will be solved. And IoT also have identity, use interfaces, and are seamlessly integrated. What we are going to do, we are going to do a information network with specific task. Whether our task is for damage, whether our task is for load, what is our task is there. Accordingly, our sensor attributes with physical interfaces going to give us a information network. And another thing is a dynamically global network infrastructures, because people may be interested for a Chandigarh. People are talking about a smart city, so they may not be interested only particular things. They may be interested in the all the bridges available in a city. They may be interested all the heritage structure in the city. They may be interested all the critical installations of the city. They may be interested for all the public places or hospitals, right? There are different kind of installations are there. So the global network infrastructure with a sensor which is converted into the information network is available. And there is a self-configurable capability, as I told you, first layer, second layer. So when it is required, so there should be another layer of thing should be available. And in future, for example, I want to add temperature sensor, I want to add chemical sensor. That the system should be like that. I should configure my capability of network up to that extent. And another thing is that which is very important to mention here, that is based on standard interoperable communication protocol. Here I want to tell you, you might have seen Mumbai Worli bridge are there, and there people have already installed the accelerometer at the base, at the top also, on the bridge also. Well, n number of data being generated, but they do not know what to do with the data. So the question is that if we will have a standard protocol, standard formatting, then automatically that can be mapped into the all available software globally which is available to you, so that it can be analyzed some meaningful information. Otherwise, what will happen if you are not going to take care of the standard and communication protocol, then it is a static one and may not be too useful. And another thing is a physical and virtual thing. Something is physical connected, virtual connected. So if you will see the definition of an IoT, which is very important, it is a dynamic global network. It is having a identity with configurable capability, use intelligent interfaces based on standard and interoperable communication protocol. They are seamlessly integrated and where physical and virtual thing and converted into the information network. If all these things comes into, it is a internet of things. Thing here is nothing but a sensor attribute. People may ask, okay, internet we are aware of that, but we are not aware of thing. Thing is nothing but the quantity which we are going to measure. For example, temperature, pressure, position, weight, speed, flow, humidity, sound, light. These all are thing. So sensor which is giving these quantity, they are connected over a internet, is known as a information of thing. And here four things are very important into information internet of things. One is a data, another is a thing, another is a people, another is a process. So data means what kind of data being required, what kind of a data being generated. As in our example for structural health monitoring I mentioned, there can be physical sensors, there can be chemical sensors, there can be acceleration, there can be concrete temperature, there can be other sensors required. So whether we are interested only one particular, our model is having one particular quantity, or our model is having two particular quantity. Similarly, whether our model is having single channel accelerometer, or our model is having three triaxial accelerometer. So from where this data will come? The data will come from the thing that is a sensor, from the physical device, and also they are connected to the internet with intelligence decision. So we call it them a internet of things. And ultimately the pupil, right? For example, you have generated a data from the sensors. What you are going to do with that data, whether it is for the expert people mean, whether it is for the experts, like I will tell you, for example, a blind, we are designing a system where blind person can also go, right? You are designing a staircases where a person is not having limbs can be spotted to them. So whatever you are designing, whatever technological solution you are providing, you need to see कि which people we are going to target, right? As you are aware of that, now ramp is required everywhere so that a handicapped person can also go there. Now, similarly, whether there will be a sign, you are aware of that when on that people are moving, so that it can be people can touch, they can feel, right? So that kind of a thing also required so that blind people also recognize the signboards, right? Similarly, whether we are designing a technology for the expert for taking a decision. So whatever initiation we are doing, this depending upon what is our targeted people, whether society is our target, common man is our target, professional people are our target, or the persons with disabilities are our target, like in hospitals, right? A person with disability, how it will reach to the different kind of thing, how the signboard will be visible to them, right? So braille kind of a thing. Yes, anyone want to say anything? Hello.
Sir, please continue. I guess somebody's mic got unmuted.
Oh, okay. I thought someone want to ask the question. Another thing is a process. So process mean we have generated a quantity, we are having a data, we are aware of the people, but how we are integrating them together so that we are generating the hidden information, so that the right information to the right person or right machine at the right time it should reach. For example, I am saying power is off, right? Anybody who is in the lift can be automatic operative of the alternate source of energy, power, or automatically some telephone will be there that power is on and people have been stuck up, right? These kinds of thing, when we talk about a very innovative building nowadays, it's very common. So the right information to the right person or a machine at the right time. So ultimately IoT involve data, the sensors, the process, and the people. And also there are certain elements also in that. As I told you, the identification is that we are talking about a heterogeneous n number of sensor are connected, so there is always identity associated with each and every aspect. Because suppose it has gone wrong, so how we will come to know that it has gone wrong, or some physical damage is there, or it is not been connected, until unless some identity will be associated. Another thing is sensing, right? We should clear cut aware of that. Okay, this is our requirement. For example, if you are generating a data, any data, the temperature may be important for you, the humidity level may be important for you, whether you are only generating that data or you are also taking the secondary into consideration, which later on you may not, that data may not be available, but that may be useful to you, right? Similarly, if building are there, hospitals are there, what kind of a communication you are going to use, whether you are going to use the ethernet only, or you are going to have a mobile tower, or then connectivity will be an issue, because sometime inside a tunnel, right, no communication is there. If some person may get trapped, even his mobile phone may not be having connectivity. So can we provide an alternate source of communication to them? And then the computation, what kind of a mathematical model and intelligence, because ultimately artificial intelligence, whether your data, what kind of a deep neural network people are talking about nowadays, right? So ultimately all these things are providing a services to the people, right? Service. And in semantics means how the information will be converted into a meaningful message, meaningful information. Because suppose we will send a data file to a person, he may not be aware of that what to do with data file. So what we are going to do, we are going to generate the information from that data and converting into a best possible ways, so that the shortest possible message should be given to a particular person. So all these things, identification, sensing, communication, computation, services, and semantics, are the IoT elements. And then IoT enabling technologies. People are talking about what are the technologies available in IoT. The first thing is always start with the sensor network, because network mean all the sensor are connected together. Take a building, like for example, take the example of a knitter only. So different floors are there, different buildings are there, right? There are different kind of a cameras may be there. There can be a acoustic sensor who is generating the sound. There can be accelerometers, there can be temperature sensor. So they are forming a network. Every building will have its own sub network, and total campus will have its own sensor network. And then embedded system mean the sensor will give the data, how it is going to process. There should be some electronics, there should be some computational one, and the data should be available on the cloud to provide the services to a person. So what we are going to do, we are going to have a system integration. Is integration mean n number of sensor are integrated them together to form a information network. And software, okay, which info, for example, I am telling you acceleration and temperature, right? So sometimes people are saying we should have 100 times acceleration to be recorded in a 1 second. Sometimes people are saying 1,000 time acceleration to be recorded in 1 second. But do you think that 1,000 time or 100 time temperature should be recorded? Because you are aware of that temperature will not be changed in millisecond and microsecond. Even after every 5 minutes we can record the temperature. So like that, software standards are required, whether some quantity is required 100 times in a second, 1000, 10,000 times in a second, and some quantity is required once in a 5 minute. That kind of optimization is also important to see how we are going to design our software, our model. And communication we discussed, because this is very important, because communication need to be provided. It should not be like that the system had generated certain kind of error, but no communication network was available, and we cannot disseminate the information. Because initially in the IoT we mentioned right information to the right person in the right time. That is very important. And another thing is in nano electronics. Nano electronics mean foldable one. Curtain are like that, automatically illuminating depending upon the temperature, light. So lot of innovations are available in this area. And standard I talk you already. Standard are very important. Data point of view, technology point of view, interfaces point of view, because we are not talking about today. We are talking about the future. If we will adapt certain kind of a standard, then its viability and expansion will be feasible. Another thing is in knowledge aggregation, because ultimately what we are going to derive from it data is the knowledge. Knowledge can be in terms of a damage, knowledge can be in terms of a future kind of a planning, knowledge can be diversion of lot of things. This can be strategic decision as well. And future internet mean n number of devices will be connected to internet. So we are going to have a good space so that more devices can be connected to it. And this is important. People are forgetting to mention about the security and privacy, because for example, it is a meter data, right? It should be secure as well as a privacy should be maintained, right? Only the meaningful information may be transferred, right, if required by the outside authority. Otherwise, the data should be secured enough so that it should be available within the organization. And that data can also be a critical information. For example, take Qutub Minar data, or maybe the heritage structure data, or maybe the critical installation, nuclear plant data, right, refinery data, that required to be secure, and also the privacy should be retained. So ultimately, when we talked about the smart city, People are talking about a lot of things: smart home, smart agriculture, smart healthcare. All these things are there. So what we are going to do in this kind of a industrial application, we are going to have an emphasis on enabling technology, our protocol and application issues. And we are going to have a machine to machine interface. Machine to machine means a sensor which is generating the data, and with the intelligent decision it is communicating to another mobile. Sometimes a sensor, a embedded one, is talking to a camera. So ultimately a machine to machine is talking about and then extracting and processing the information, and with the intelligent decision making it is giving dissemination of the information. So here we are talking about the smart sensors, technologies, intelligent decision making, protocols, and machine to machine technology, that is known as a IoT based industrial application. And if you will see the IoT, there are three important aspects are there. One is a technology, another is a software, another is a application. Right? Technology, there will be n number of sensing embedded. So ultimately, software which you are going to take care, how you are going to connect, which mathematical model you are going to do, and another thing is application, which sector you are going to target. Whether you are going to target about the smart parking, then our application and software will change. Whether we are talking about the smart home, smart grid, smart lighting, smart car, smart tags, smart health. So all these things will have a technology innovations with the use of application software and technologies. And it is coming up. There are certain area which has taken up, but there are n number of things which is coming up in future. So I am saying ultimately IoT for any X. So any X mean IoT is providing service to anyone. IoT is providing service to anybody. IoT is also for any business, any service, any path, any network information should flow, any place, anywhere. There should not be any restriction. And any time, any context, and anything, any device. So IoT for any X mean n number of things beyond our imagination. They need to be connected to give the information to the network. So ultimately, I can see the SCI. You might be aware of that. People are talking about what is your SCI index. That is citation index people are talking about. But here I have little bit taken what you are going to sense, how you are going to connect, how you are going to interact. That is important for the technology, whether you are going to have an environment, proximity, light, vibration, sound, and how you are going to connect them in maybe in tree form, maybe ring form, maybe star form of a technology, and how they are going to interact ultimately the information to the right people in the right time, it should be available. That is why the technological aspect which we are going to concern here is the SCI index. And initially you talked about sustainability and smart city. So I want to tell you, okay, what is sustainable development goals are there, which you should remember. Even all over the world, people have targeted these 17 different sustainable goals. Because of that, we are talking about here sustainable cities. There are no poverty. People are targeting that there should not be poverty. No hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation. This also comes, clean water and sanitation also come into your domain. Then affordable and clean energy also comes into your, then decent work and economic growth, industrial innovation and infrastructure also comes into your domain. Reduce inequality. How inequality, not only because of the economy point of view, but also for the house point of view. Can you design a mass house for a ordinary people at a sustainable money? And 11th one, which you are targeting today, sustainable cities and communities. And another thing, responsibility, consumption and production, climate action. This is also comes under your domain. Life below water, right? Life on land again. So you can see you are having a enough partnership and for the goal, peace, justice, and strong institution. So I can say you are having enough representation for the sustainable development goal, which is given by the UNICEF. right? So question comes here, what is smart city? If you permit, I want to show you one small video to you. One video I want to show. May I show you one video to you?
सर वीडियो शो करने के लिए आपको ना सर ये जहाँ
No,
सेटिंग में जाएंगे
I think it is available on my screen only. It is visible, this screen?
सर ये ना इसकी साउंड नहीं आएगी अगर आपने
Sound no problem. Sound I do not want.
ठीक है सर ठीक है
Because text is there. I want to speak myself.
ओके सर देन इट इज फाइन
Yeah. You can see what is smart city people are talking about. So we need to see what is a smart city, right? Because there are a lot of questions are coming to the people. What the meaning? So people here are meaning technology to serve the people. That is why smart city around the user we are targeting. And they start with an information network, which I talked about. And they are designed to the optimize resources, promote sound sustainability goal, right? And traffic management is also one of them main area, so that making cities more livable, alive, noise free, pollution free, right? Green environment. So connecting street also the important thing, what is happening into the streets, right? Even street lights can gather a lot of information. The sensors will be available with that. And also there will be a lot of things, like for example, it is saying people go to there on some official work they want to go, then their parking can be one of the issue to find out spot where parking is available for that, because otherwise lot of oil will be taken care if it is going around like sector 17 in where people are searching for a this parking, right? Slot automatically it will be available. Electrical vehicle is also charging is also required. Charging station is very important. So automatically car will tell that this is the ultimate aim, right? He can go to shopping, then even the handicapped person can move, and they might be aware of that handicapped person is coming up. They should stop. He may be aware of that. What is the path? Similar garbage collection is a very innovative thing. So a lot of innovations are coming in this. Once it is full, alert system will be automatically, and then a vehicle will come and it will automatically take. Otherwise, it will receive an alert, right? Automatic whether leakages are there. If some leakages are there, so automatically it will be informed. Even the sewerage management system is also, air pollution also, right? If air pollution is coming at some certain level, why it is there, what is the impact? So planning can be river level also, so whether floods can be prevented or not, right? So all these kinds of thing is available in a real time sense, right? So even if accident occurs, so automatically, as I told you, speak will tell. So automatically ambulance will come, it will be taken, local first aid will be provided, and automatically person will be taken to the hospital. So there will be GPS connected roads, signs will be there, right? Diversion will be there, lights will be automatically. It will not be static like which we are talking about. So it is taking upon the decision whether more traffic is coming from which particular direction, right? Smart lighting will be there, automatically park assistant, connecting charging station, equipment accessibility, waste container. So if you talk about all these area are coming into the smart city. Wi-Fi locations are there, public toilets are there, transport mobility, flow management, right? Equipment supervision will be there, right? So this is the concept of an smart city. So if you will see, what are the key components of the smart city? Smart living, where sewerage and sanitization. Now people are talking about a lot, where people are talking about man management system of the sewerage. When sewer will be full, automatically alert people will receive, and there will be a automatically control. A display will be there. They are going to tell which particular location. You are aware of that in IoT when we were discussing. We discuss about the identification. Then water supply, electricity and housing, citizen safety, they will be under the area of a smart living. Then smart people, education, health, and other activities, smart mobility, traffic, right, transport, walkability. And another thing is a smart environment where green building will be there. Renewable energy we have to talk about. Then smart economy, where there will be a industry 4 will be there, where employment opportunities will be there. Then smartness governance. So there will be lot of things is required for smart city, and it is not possible without the IoT. It is not possible without connecting the person. It is not possible without connecting the process. It is not possible without the thing, right? So if we talk about a smart building, you can think of a digital video surveillance point of view. Similarly, security and access control, which area should be accessible by authorized person or not. There is a fire detection and alarm, immediately to whom, only to raise the alarm, or also to inform to the fire brigade automatically, right? Maintenance services will be there, lighting control and retrofitting, smoke control, right? Indoor air quality, where first thing is to identify whether the indoor quality is very good or not. Nowadays you might be aware of that air quality displays are being available everywhere, in railway station also, in Metro Bhavan, Rajiv Chowk, when it is underground. So this air quality become very crucial one. But pollution board, what people are saying, okay, people are only talking about the inside air quality, whether it is good or bad. But what we should do when it is bad, when it is alarming, what are the things we need to take care? That is very important one. Another one is a water management, and also there is a system integration, mechanical retrofitting, environmental control, intrusion detection. So all these things are part of a smart building. Now you can think, if we talk about a smart building, if in smart building, then in smart building, you are aware of that, when these kind of a smart building are required, it's not only a one smart building. Try to see, if we are talking about a smart city, how many number of buildings are required that need to be constructed, and how n number of sensors are to be integrated to provide them a good solution and good mechanism. Another thing is smart city sensor model. Now, n number of sensors are there: smart building sensor, smart grid sensors, pollution sensor, meteorological parameter sensor like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon. Smart meters are there, right? Inductive sensor, traffic cameras, sensors on vehicle. Vehicle is talking to each other. Vehicle is talking to hospitals. Sensors on smartphone, medical ambulances, portable medical imaging. So all these things are a part of a smart city model which we are going to dream. Similarly, there are other type of smart autonomous sensor systems are there. There can be machine vision. As I told you, camera is an important area. Acceleration and tilt are there, right? Then electric and magnetic is also very important. Leak and level detections are there. Force load sensors, that is in the bridge point of view. The strain and pressure, how much it is being induced. And camera should be also included at what time, what was the load, how the crack has been built. The flow is also important. Chemical and gas leakages, because this is very important. Suppose leakages will be there, can some alert will be there, or initially before some rescue team will come, whether we can provide them a safety into the green building. Another thing is the acoustic and sound vibration. These are also playing very important role even for the railway structure nearby, any building which is available nearby structures, right? What kind of and another thing, soil condition. So many things coming into things like humidity and moisture. This is also another parameter. Temperature of the concrete is also an important parameter. And temperature is not only concrete point of view, but also for the city point of view. For example, you're designing a building where the temperature is going minus 10 to 30 degree, or it is going to 0 to 45 degree. So your all design, your all aspects need to be taken care according to the temperature. And another thing is a velocity, motion, velocity and displacement. Whether that kind of a thing you required only displacement, you required velocity, proximity, because these all are the smart autonomous sensor system which may be required by the smart building in future. So ultimately what we are going to say, we are going to have our skin analogy. So when temperature is high, we are feeling heat, right? Similarly, the building should feel. If any vibration is there, we are feeling any temperature change, any water pressure. So we can say how we are feeling like that, because our nerves are there. there are some sensing mechanism. So like that, these sensors should be distributed across the different floors, across the building, so that whatever be our target, that should be available in a real-time mode to the mobile phone or maybe in alarm mode, so that it will be smart structural system will be there. So another thing is a scenario of future permanent building. You may be aware of that. A building will be there automatically, like metros are coming up. They cannot design a metro without the sensor into it. Even the bridges which are required, even the malls are there. Always there is a protocol that green building, you have to install certain kind of a inbuilt sensor into it. It should not be like that. If it is required, we are going and taking the data and coming back. Now you're try to see when a n number of building will be there, how many sensors will be required, how they are going to integrate, and try to see how much data they are going to generate in a day. And try to see a smart city like Chandigarh. If 100 buildings are connected and each building is having 100 sensor and each sensor is generating a 1000 sample per second. Now try to see how much data will be generated, what you will do with that data, how you are going to store that data. If you will extract the knowledge from that data, that is okay. But what you will do with the raw data, where you are going to store, what is the security will be there, what are the privacy will be there, right? All that aspect, and also the safety and security of your servers, right? Because there may be the critical information, right? So therefore, it is a lot of innovative field which is required in this area, which is a civil engineering and structural engineering. And if you see the IoT parameters and smart home, smart city, smart water, right, smart transport, size of a network, you can see for a smart home, it is underside limited. But if you talk about smart water, smart transportation, there is a huge number of networks are required. Similarly, number of user in a smart building can be limited, right? Similarly, smart city can be several to the general public. And similarly, smart transportation big mostly to the common civilian. Similarly, energy, we can reliable batteries will be there, but energy harvesting are required for smart water, smart city. Similarly, source of internet can be Wi-Fi, satellite, 3G, 4G, 5G. Like data management can be confined, can be mutually devices, so that devices communicating to each other. There can be different gadgets. Bit rate mean how much data you are acquiring in a second. That is there. So these are also one of the aspect people are having. So ultimately, what we are going to do, we are going to measure the acceleration, we are going to measure the strain, we are going to take climate conditions, we are going to have a curvature displacement. So what we are going to identify, our target is to identify the corrosion, cracks, strength, tension, location of a delamination. So these are the different aspects and monitoring metrics which we are going to decide. So in structural health monitoring, ultimately what we are going to do, there will be n number of sensors connected to a structure, and each sensor will give say different attributes like y1, y1, y2 and yn, and there will be different kind of a thresholding alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n. Finally, our mathematical model on the basis of y1 and alpha 1 then connected to a y quantity will be generated. If we will plot that quantity when it is not a damage, then we will get a smooth kind of a curve we will get. But suppose there is a damage into it, then our total combination of the sensor may gives us a spurious peak, which is going to tell us that damage is there. So this is an example only, graphical representation, but mathematical model can be more complex and can also tell you the location also. That is the different aspect we are going to discuss. So if you will see accelerometer, strain meter, crack meter, inclinometer. Inclinometer is very important because sometimes dam, how much angle tilt over the time with the pressure it is there. Then there can be temperature sensor, displacement sensor. Other sensor here we are talking about the chemical sensor. People may be interested for the chloride level. People may be interested for the pH level. Ultimately, they are bringing to a common place where through wireless we are going to tell the structural health of a building. And if you see the overall IoT architecture, what we are going to do, there is always a physical system. And the physical system is having sensing component, which we discussed. There is always a medical modeling where knowledge is being generated. And what we are going to do the modeling with the machine learning, we are going to do ultimately the decision making. And in this case, there are smart layer, perception layer are there. There are network layer where they are connected. Application layer may be smart building, smart home, smart health, smart transportation, or smart industry. So at the top level, these are the beneficiaries. And at the left hand side here, we are talking about the quantity, knowledge, and intelligence. And at this side, there are the different layers we are talking about. So in this case, what is required? Intelligence system, you are aware of that high speed travels are there. When high speed travel, they itself a structure. You know, our current structures are not capable that 200 km per hour train can run. But you talk about the TGV where 500 km per hour, and even if you will place any thermocol glass and no vibration you will receive on that. I have observed myself when I was going from Germany to France, and even a thermocol paper, thermocol glass, no vibration was available on that. That kind of a complete instrumentation structure is required. And autonomous vehicle is may also having a structure, but may not be related to you, right? People are talking about virtual reality so that they can have a feel, right? Then space also. 3D printing is very important thing. 3D printing is going to be revolutionary one, right? Here I want to show you one video, if you permit me. It is a small video of 1 minute or 2 minutes. You can see this. This is the fastest and the tallest building design. A home in this kind of a home has been built in 24 hours and with the 3D printers, and it is costing only $4,000. All the design that has been fed into the computer, and it is aware of that where the windows will be there, where strength is required, and automatically people are targeting these kind of 3D printer. And our lab SCRC Chennai, they already have had a project to design of a 3D printer for the construction. And ultimate goal is to give the houses to these kind of people who do not have or cannot afford, because time is there. So you can see she was having a dream to bring a low cost project into the market so that it 24 hours one house can be designed, right? So if that kind of innovation, when I am saying civil engineering and structural engineering can absorb the innovation from others, so I am also thinking there is a lot of hope. People are looking towards this, right? 3D printed houses and their walls, their structure, their brackets, all will be from the 3D printer, right? And you can say when it is a $4,000 per house and can be constructed into a single day. Now you can see how this, if n number of printers will be there, how many constructions we can reduce. So everything is automatic, right? Everything is feed, sensors are there. Now you can see inside the lighting has been taken care. All the design aspect has been taken care, right? Even the structure point of view for earthquake point of view also been taken, right? So this is going to really a revolutionary. And window, electrical system, sensing, light, living room is also like that. And their door, their wall is really good painted. Every aspect has been considered. And very light house, low cost, light weighted, also survival in the disasters also. So I am saying it's not only in abroad, but also in India. As I told you, okay, we are going to have a different kind. In our lab, SCRC Chennai, they have already taken up this project, right? So they are going to design a 3D printer where people can actually design the buildings also. and ultimately you are aware of that a bridge will be there will be a lot of sensor will be embedded to it, the wirelessly they will communicate to each other. Ultimately data will come from gateways to the different cloud, where automatically data processing will be there, and that data will also be available to the facility manager, also for scientist, engineer, and big data analytics, so that the beneficiary novel scientific knowledge for the stakeholder can be automatically generated. And you can see this IoT based smart lighting. You can see after 11 o'clock, right? Already when we talk about the smart city, the light pattern is automatically changing. Now you can see the how good feeling people are having, right? Similarly, the this garden after 11 o'clock, its patterns is changing so that it is giving different kind of a feel. Even some bridges they are giving a very good color, so that a really good innovative environment feel will be there, and this will be possible with a sensor. Automatically a different pattern is generated to our electricity bulb. So ultimately if you will see, okay, we are going to have a shower node, right? Shower will be there, smart lighting will be there, toilet nodes will be there, floor node will be there, right? Gateways will be there, so auto alarm setup will be there. So you can see it will be a more secure, it will be more innovative. Just a minute. Hello. Hello. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Sorry, I was having a call. It's visible to you? Hello.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Goel sir, let me know how much time is remaining, because I will continue. Otherwise, Amit ji, Sharma ji, or Amit ji,
Amit sir,
जी सर जी सर जी सर जी सर
kindly let me know time is there, or I will continue or stop.
just sir 5-10 minutes are there sir 10 minutes
Okay.
जी sir
So I am going to tell you, this is a really a latest paper in the Nature, where what people are having, you know, this.
मैडम आप 7 to 9 एंड में 7 to 9 मिलाइए
So you can see the layer of a floor.
7 to 9 मिलाइए एंड में
When person is moving, right, automatically there will be a switching with its footstep will be there. Its footstep will be automatically recognized. Even because of their gait analysis, they can also find out whether person is authorized or not authorized to enter. If a person is entering, automatically switching off light is there. So what it is having, it is also identifying the positioning sensing. It is also finding out the activity monitoring. We are talking about an elderly person, whether they are moving or not. Like similarly for the disabled person, what is their activity, or children's activity will be there, and individually recognition will be also there. So the mat which people are having, they are having healthcare for smart home and also secure. You can see here the different kind of a neural network people have designed, and automatically they have identified if a person is moving into a particular direction, how the switching on automatically taking place. Second thing is that mentioning when it is moving and this person is not authorized to enter into this room, right? If it is entering, automatically the system is dialing कि unauthorized person is entering here, right? Automatically it's seen the space, and also alert can be generated into it. Similarly, you know, walking gate pattern for the user recognition and door access. Light also there, security is also there. On the layer of the floor only people are predicting different layer. And here you can see when we are having a different kind of a foot or pattern, you can see somewhere the complete 100% matching will be there. Matching means pressure will be applied, but sometimes 60% on one mat and 40% on the second, and sometimes 80-20, 60-40, like that, or sometime maybe 60-20-20. The footstep on a different mat, it has been considered lot of innovation the paper has done. It is a recent article, I think July or August, in Nature, where people have not only identified their presence but also identified that whether person is having slow walk, normal walk, fast walk, running, and jumping. So all these kinds of aspect from the coating on the floor only, people are going to identify the best innovation. Now you can think where I have started, the structure engineering and civil engineering is absorbing lot of innovation. What more innovation is required if these kinds of a system is coming into the buildings, right? Where there is an involvement of a computer science, where there is an involvement of signal processing, where there is involvement of IoT, where mobile technology, intelligence, what not chemical, also nano one material is a foldable when layer is there, and they are having sensor. So I am saying this is the real physical thing people can visualize. Yes, this is the thing where people can find out their innovation space into it. So according to me, your area, the city sustainable development city, as well as a smart city, and civil engineering and structural engineering, is there is a lot of scope where people can think about. And one last important, because time is not permitting, so last slide I want to show. This is the dream actually, people. Like for example, a car dashboard was there. Similarly, a civil engineer or structural engineer want to have a dashboard of the building, right? Where building can tell okay, automatically there will be a lot of signs, there will be display, and or maybe on the mobile phone, people can find out what is the different levels of my building, what is the different level of my area. So these kind of a dashboard of a building, this is a dream of a structure engineering. This also has been published by 14th April 2020. You can see this is a really things, and theory seems to be greenfield, but in practice we have to do a lot, right? So more to be explored. Thank you very much for this session. The time was the restriction, otherwise there are n number of things to be shared and discussed with you. So any question is there, I can welcome. Yeah,
So
go ahead,
dear
sir.
participants, if you are having any query, you can ask. Anybody, you can unmute yourself. Dr. Kaleem, so you can unmute yourself, sir. सर आपकी साउंड नहीं आ रही है, आपका माइक म्यूट है.
हेलो
Hello.
यस यस
सर, फुट सेंसर के लिए ये इनपुट क्या देंगे हम, उसका रिकॉग्नाइज कैसे करेगा उसको ऑथराइज
See,
पर्सन को?
it's a pressure sensor, right? See, because already pressure will be available on that because it is available on the floor. Once pressure will be available, and I told you pressure may be on a one tile, pressure may be on a distributed two tile, right? And pressure sometimes may be on four tiles, depending upon that how much impact has been made of a particular foot, right? Intelligent way, it will be combined together, fusion of information, then we can find out the one particular parameter.
जी, थैंक यू.
So Dr. Kaleem,
Yes, please. Yes, yes, sir. Very,
do you
very
have
good.
any query?
How are you? Sir, it
Fine.
was a nice presentation actually, and he has covered all the aspects.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, yes, he has covered all the aspects. There is no any further need for query. Otherwise, we can debate on it in this topic a lot of, but unfortunately, time is very limited, and he has explained very well.
Thank you, sir. So, Goel sir, is there any other question? Hello,
Amit sir.
Amit
So
ji?
dear participants, if you have any other question, kindly please unmute yourself and you can directly ask sir if you have any queries or questions.
So having any query? So I think, sir, there is no query. So I would like to thank you for sparing your valuable time and interacting with our participant. I think this is a very valuable knowledge for IoT application in civil engineering and as well as its application in smart cities. So thank you so much, sir.